your bones. A boat adrift on a shimmering path, broadcasting hope and maybe a laugh. A spiral tongue of mischievous wit, just trying to soften life's hard hit. We stand together, although you roam. My voice will guide you and bring you home. Through midnight mists and candle glow, stories ripple, soft and slow. Whispers weave where shadows play, and dreamers wake before the day. Tune your heart where the wild winds blow, and follow the tide to the radio. Flowing waters and ancient stones, source remembered deep in your bones. The rivers hum, the path calls, echoes dance through the ancient halls. A spiral tongue of moonlit wit whispers truths you half admit. We drift together, and though apart we roam, my voice is always a current and will always lead you home. Beneath the dark, the dream unfolds, silver threads through the stories told. Beneath each breath, the night hums low. The pulse, the wave, the undertow. Surrender softly. Let it flow. And lose yourself in the dark moon radio. Good morning. Welcome to the Dark Moon Radio. Whoa, that's an alarm going off. Okay. It's a reminder to take my tablets. Oh dear. Hello. Have you got a reminder? Anyway, we are live from the canals, live on YouTube, live on my radio station. Hello, people on WhatsApp. Hello, people on YouTube. Yes. Oh my goodness. It's always a bit of a rush. I like it. It gives me a bit of adrenaline for the morning, I have to admit. But it's like I've got a cup of tea here. My partner bought some hot cross buns with chocolate and salted caramel. He's just left them lying around. I'm like, huh, okay. Well, I mean, it's only he's left them lying around. He obviously doesn't want them. So I might have to help him out with that. How you doing? Are you ready for your morning dopamine hit? Dopamine hit, it doesn't have to be coffee, okay? You can have a nice little cup of tea. I've been drinking peppermint tea in the afternoons now. I've been cutting down on my tea because not only does it stain my teeth, It's just like, okay, it's too much. Yeah, it's like, put the brakes on a bit with your tea. So switch some of my teas to peppermint tea. And the peppermint's grown on the roof. I think it might be the lemon balm, but we've got things growing everywhere. It's like I ought to go stinging nettle hunting because the baby stinging nettles are meant to be the best ones to sort of dry out and put in teas and soups and stuff. Thing is, I really don't like getting stung. I mean, yeah, I could wear gloves, but drying them out is a very risky business. It's just like, I don't like stinging nettles. This, I know they're good for me. They're chock full of vitamin C, but I'm not a great fan of the stinging nettle. There's cleavers out there. There's the sticky willy stuff. That's good too. That at least doesn't sting, and I can put that in hot water and then drink the cool water in the morning, and it's very good for me. But again, make sure you know what you're picking. There's always Google Lens, and there is also various plant things. You fire it off, take a photograph of it, and it will tell you whether it's the right plant or not. But be careful. I have to put a disclaimer in there, like really be careful. Foraging is something I've done for quite a few years, and I've made a few mistakes. I had something that didn't agree with me, and it wasn't what it said it was. So, in other words, it comes with a warning label. But I still think it's worth the if you're going for a walk and you take a photograph of the plants and the flowers and the trees and you learn the names, you learn what they are. You pretty much know what an oak tree is. And an oak tree isn't that bad. Take a photograph of it, have a look at the medicinal properties. Again, taking your own risk. It's your responsibility, but it's still a nice thing to do. And somehow the things around you reach out to heal you. I know that sounds kooky, but it happens. Somehow it happens that way. Anyway. You're not alone in the dark. You just can't feel the others yet. No, you're not alone in the dark. We're here with you. We're chatting to you now. No, this is just voices in your head. You're hearing things now. No, I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. I have a very wicked sense of humor. You really just, yeah, it's going to get me into trouble. I accept the fact that it's going to get me into trouble. Did you hear yesterday I did the shadow briefing, right? I also did a half an hour. I know I says an hour, but I tend to record them quicker. But anyway, I'm going to start doing the news from a shadow point of view, so Jungian shadow projections, personas, and masks, based on the stories that are coming out from the news. So I'll do a 10-minute once a week sort of roundup, but I'm putting these shows together. You can find an awful lot of weird shit on my radio, and it goes sort of, I've got the schedule, all sort of things, so you can hear stories, meditation, podcasts. I've still even got some of the audio discussions. It's where two AIs are discussing my work. It was on Notebook. It was a kind of a gimmicky thing. But it's quite fascinating when it's talking about your stuff. Maybe. If it's my stuff, maybe not. But I've got things on witchcraft and I've got things on sort of proper witchcraft. I'm not a spell or a ritual sort of witch. Nor am I altars or sort of, I call them bell, book and candles. I respect that. That's a kind of a Wiccan path. I would say that I'm a hedge witch. So if I find things that look like they need to be a ritual, I will have a ritual. But it's a spontaneous thing. It's also a very personal thing. I'm not necessarily going to share it. So in other words, I will say, this is a good idea. Go do it yourself. Because rituals are a personal thing. I've gone through all of it. Well, I went through some of the bell book and candle stuff. Candles are great, but you know what? On a boat with gas and diesel and petrol and stuff, candles are not a good idea. You just got to be really careful because the boat rocks, the candle falls over. No, there's way too many ways of accidentally spilling candles, and yeah, not for me. But right, I'm going to play a tune, and then I'm going to finish off my dopamine story. I've got it's a beautiful morning out there. The sun is shining. There's no clouds. It's fresh. It's a wonderful morning. And it's like, oh wow, okay, we're in for a good one here, right? And I found a song the other day that I had written and just not put in. This is, and I still haven't put it in. I'm gonna go find that one. Okay, go play a song. Heart before mind. Heart before mind. Grace in grief, grace in grief. Know yourself, know yourself. Shadows, shadows, shadows. Grow. Grow and learn. Grow and weave, grow and show. Feel the pain and know the known. Heart first. Or nothing lands. Know yourself. Mind points, the heart stands. Rabbit, follow the rabbit down the hole. Call it soul and let it grow. Pain to love, and let it grow. Pain to love, breath. Every step inside yourself makes yourself sit something bigger, something wiser. Stay in place. Know yourself, ice and flame, shadowed, stirred, resembles love, but not from a distant throne above, but from lungs, from skins, from a lived life. Keeping it real without selling your soul. The mind only shows you the doorway. Lead with your heart, or you'll score an own goal. Keep it real without selling your soul. Ice and flame, lead with the heart, or you'll still score an own goal. And what you gain, mind alone is grey. It cannot see all the beauty that you can behold. The heart must feel, know and soar. The mind can only show us the door. It can point to the horizon, but it can't make you care. First or nothing lands. The heart feels, the heart knows, the heart flies. Pain to love, breath to grace. The mind only shows you the doorway. It never walks you through. Know yourself. So yes, follow the rabbit down the hole. Chase the rumor we call a soul. Turn pain into something that resembles love. But not from some distant throne in the sky, but from lungs, from skin, from a lived life, not a lie. Following the rabbit down the hole, looking for the concept called a soul, transmuting pain into love, heart found in one distant heart before mind. It's all there for you to breathe. Grace and grief, grace and grief. Will hold you as you grieve. Anyone who's ever breathed already qualifies. Grace doesn't choose. Grace doesn't gatekeep. Grace sits beside you while you grieve. Your oldest advice still burns. Know yourself with love and ice, soft animal and sharp mind. See yourself in those around you, how you become. Every step inside yourself are you triggered by your own shadows? How do you deal with those that stand on your toes? All those answers help you find a way for you to understand you and make a much better and brighter day from a lived life. The
Watch how you
heart
change
first knows the heart
in the
flies, or
presence
nothing
of what
lands.
you
Mind only shows you the doorway.
Watch how you
Mind points,
react
the
to
heart
the walk
stands.
when someone steps
Rabbit
on
run,
you.
keep it real without selling your
Those
soul.
aren't answers.
Lead with the
Those aren't
heart,
judgments.
you'll
They're
score an own
legends.
goal. Row,
They teach you where
pain
you
to
are,
love, breath
and
to
where you
grace,
stand and where you could go next.
Inspired and cold.
And every step into yourself
All the beauty you
makes
behold.
yourself a little
Know
greater.
yourself, ice and flame, shadowed, stirred,
and much more real.
Heart first or nothing lands. Rabbit runs, go below, call it soul, let it go. Pain to love, breath to grace. Sit with grief and stay in that place. Ice and flame, name your name. Who are you? Shadow and what's your game? Heart before mind. Know yourself. Shadow of course. Shadow sees, mirror sees. Shadow and mirror will help you grow. You are love. So let it show. Yeah, that was one of my early ones. That is a spell song. So there is a spell woven within a spell within a spell. There's like 3 different layers to that. And yeah, it's a little bit muddled in places. I'm getting better at it. I'm playing some of the older ones just to show. But again, sometimes I've got microphone problem right now. It's like it's coming through all muffled. So I'm trying to sort that out and using another recording app. It may be just GarageBand. I don't know. It's all very new. That's all I can say. I've been trying to get business advice, and it's like it's quite an amusing journey, I think. There is like people out there who saying, yeah, I can help you. And then you explain the situation. They go, okay, well, we've never actually dealt with somebody in your category. And I spent an hour talking to a lady, a lovely lady from the local sort of business hub. And she's finally sent me, it took a while, but sent me an email with an assessment done on my business on this, basically. And I'm not earning anything yet, and I really would like to. So I'm like, how do I monetize this? Ah, dear. One, she's put me down basically as a tarot reader, and it's like, yeah, that's great. That's something I do, but that's not all I do. And it's like it's only coming from half the stuff. So I'm not necessarily the tarot reader and the coach. There's the coaching and there's the counseling and there's the hypnotic, and it's like it's like nobody can ever categorize me. You ever get that? Like they're trying to put you in a little box and you're going, well, that doesn't quite fit, but I'll agree with it because you're a nice person and you've worked hard on this, but you've put me in a something that only fits part of it. And the other thing is that I'm a boater, so putting me in a fixed place, like a local town, and putting it all there, because obviously the geographics and the statistics and all of that has to come from a fixed place. And they've put me one that's miles and miles away. It's like a good hour to get to. I'm like, okay, thank you very much for your hard work. And it's a little bit, yeah, I don't fit the categories. I don't think anybody really fits these boxes. I'm sorry. Okay, maybe 1 or 2 people, the people that design the boxes might fit them. But I think most of us just blink lots and think, well, it's nearly there. It'll probably be good enough. That's fine. But I also had a couple of phone calls, marketing phone calls yesterday. Yeah, because you put your name down on these things and suddenly there's like the phone goes. I look at the phone. I squint at the phone. I'm not answering phone calls. Don't ever ring. Send me an internet. Send me a text message, and I will think about answering. But I don't like phones. The phone went, and I picked it up, and it's like, oh, okay. And I've got a couple of subscribers for my YouTube channel. Thank you very much. Oh, well, we can't help you, but I said I'd love to follow you myself. That's really lovely. So there's people out there, there's real people out there. And I like that. There's like you're dealing with the real people, the real. I don't fit the algorithms, and I never have. I don't sit into a box comfortably. And I think people that, push themselves into these boxes, you can 3.4 children, was it 2.4 children these days? Probably 1.6 children now. But these yes, little boxes where these are the standard, these are the average people. I don't think I've ever met one. Have you? Have you ever met one of these average people that sit in the box? Ah. Right, let's go deep into our morning. So, this is not to be listened to while you're driving or operating heavy machinery. So, this is a dopamine drop. So, we're just gonna, instead of tea or coffee, we're just going to take a slow breath in. Ah. There we go. And as you exhale, let your mind soften and open to the sounds of the morning. I want you to visualize. Just visualize. You can do this with your eyes open or closed. I'm not going to tell you what to do there. You're standing by a canal. You're noticing how the world feels freshly washed. You can come and stand on my deck if you like. Just have a look down the canal. And the air is crisp but kind. It's not a hard push against your skin, but it's very fresh. It's carrying the clean scent of frosts, a little bit of frosty, and the earth. And the earth is warming up. And as you look up, you have a luminous blue sky. I mean, like it's a beautiful blue. We've had patches of grey, we've had grey clouds for so long. There's not a single cloud. There's only light, and it's open, and it's endless. And it's the kind of blue that makes you want to breathe a little deeper. And yeah, the sides of the bank are crisp, and there's new fresh green poking out all over the place. And you can actually see the shallow parts of the water. The water is that clear, which is rare for a canal, but here it's really clear. And there's sand and there's rocks. I haven't seen much fish here, but your eyes can trace the reflection of the trees on the water. There's a slight ripple, but not much. And you gaze, you just soften your gaze, and you let your eyes just fall on the bare branched, etched with a little bit of silver, and the branches of little nubs appearing. In the morning sunshine, you can actually see the little flashes of silvers as the nubs are coming forth. And green, lots of light green. The surface ripples gently, just enough to remind you that everything, even stillness, is alive. Everything in nature is just alive, and there is lots of movement even if you can't see it. Last night there was foxes barking. My dog wasn't sure what the frickin' heck was going on. He could hear this sort of bark sound, but it wasn't dog. He just kept quiet and listened. Cat used to play with foxes. But there is things stirring. The surface ripples, and you can follow the soft movement of the water, the delicate rings spreading out from the boat, softening and then returning to calm. And around you, there's birdsong. Tweet, 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 tweet. Exquisite. Some days there is like a little bit of a mass, like everybody is like having a chaotic orgy out there. Today, it's just exquisite. It's like they've had their practice sessions. And now the layered music of tiny throats and quick winds Some near, some far, weaving patterns through the air. Sounds that leave patterns. There's a sort of the bass of the pigeons. You know, pigeons are smarter than they look. And then there's the little birds that you can just barely see. Their movement, little finches and robins, and just as the whole landscape is a sound chorus just rising to greet the day with you. You feel the ground beneath your feet. You see it cold and steady. In the distance, yes, while I was writing this, the kettle begins to sing, building to a very loud, annoying, blooming whistle. Oh dear, that's annoying. If you don't go for it, it's like, everyone can hear it. Everybody is startled. But to me, it's a signal of comfort, of warmth, of something simple and good. Just a hot cuppa, nothing more. So I'm gonna pour you a cuppa. Let's have a cup of tea on the deck of my boat in the warm steam of the kettle. And you can sit and you can just gaze across the canal. You come aboard and have a cup of tea. And the warmth will spread through your fingers into your chest. You feel yourself becoming present, grounded, alive to a calm delight. So with words you can see the pictures, and with pictures you can actually be here. And each breath now feels richer. Each sound feels sharper. Each second feels like something you can live inside forever. The light, the water, the breath, the birds, the cup of tea. Everything joins together in perfect simplicity. A small, perfect dopamine moment. Just you, the morning, and the still canal. And as you sip your tea, you let a smile form. It's sweetened with some nice honey. You don't have to reach for happiness. It's already here, woven into this quiet beauty, into every breath and every shimmer of this new day. You take one more deep, luxurious breath in. Hold it for a moment. Feel the warmth running through your body. And as you let it go, let yourself carry this calm, bright energy forward. Like bright, bright sunlight rippling on the surface of the water. Smooth, easy, endlessly renewing. For right here and now you are safe. Nobody needs anything from you. And as you let your breath go, you wiggle your fingers and toes, you smile, and you open your eyes if you close them. And you're back in your body, just with the memory of a visit to the canal. On a Wednesday morning, and it's 9 degrees out there. Yay! Right, we'll put something on a little bit gently just to bring you back. So where's walking no walk? There we go. We are weaving a hypnotic thought. We wander paths that the world forgot. A slow, peaceful, moving rest. 1 foot, 1 breath, the body is blessed. Leaving behind the home and hearth, stepping softly into the living earth, into forests, branches and trees seduced by colour, sense and breeze. Breathing in abundance wide, letting troubles slip aside, here and now in body and mind, drifting gently, so soft and kind. We are weaving a hypnotic thought while taking a long, peaceful walk to rest while moving down the path, leaving behind our home and hearth. Stepping into a world of forests and trees, being seduced by nature's flowers and coloured leaves, listening and breathing in all the abundance of life, and leaving behind all troubles and strife, being present and aware in both body and mind, drifting a little, but being kind. This is your world in the right time and space. Each thought is let go without leaving a trace. Each thought dissolves without
Walk
a trace.
and
move with no other desire or intent. No need to grasp. Walking through the air that is never spent. Though the air that is never spent. Feeling your feet move on the ground with nature's song as your only sound. Acknowledge your thoughts, flutter and blow, but don't follow them, just let them go. Awareness of walking, and that alone. With patience and self-love, it will become home. A deeper knowing of being still inside, of facing oneself without having to hide. While weaving a wave while you walk, peace is found while you walk your talk. Thoughts may flutter, rise and flow, see them smile and then let them go. Awareness walking, walking away, nothing exists but here and there. With patience, self-love finally home, the art of presence becomes your own. A deeper stillness held inside, no masks to wear, no need to hide. While weaving a wave while you walk, peace is found while you talk your walk. While weaving a wave, while waving a wave, while walking a wave, while weaving a walk, peace is found when you talk your walk. Peace is found when you walk your talk. This is your journey and it will glow. Peace is found in weaving a wave with every stride. You are so much more than you think you know. This is the way you must follow the flow. Walk the truth that this is the way you must follow the flow. This is your journey, watch it glow. You are far more than you think you know. Follow the rhythm, steady and slow. This is the way you follow the flow. This is the way you follow the flow. Ah, that was a nice thing, wasn't it? Come aboard. I like that idea. I've been doing the dopamine hits sort of for the hypnotic stories. But welcoming you aboard with a cup of tea, that sounds a great thing. We should do that more often. In fact, we should do that every morning, shall we? Shall we? Kettle is on. I'll give you a cup of tea within the hypnotic world so you just can visualize it. That sounds a plan anyway. Okay, so I've got a few new songs. I revamped the two that I messed up. I don't know how I messed up. There's something wrong with my microphone, but I re-recorded them, and I think they're a lot better. I also found one that I'd sort of squirreled away, a song that I'd squirreled away somewhere. My spell songs are layered with subliminals. Now, subliminals and hypnotic suggestions for self-empowerment. So it's meant to make you feel good, give you confidence, self-esteem boost. There's all of that stuff. I tell you that it's there. There's an awful lot. Everybody does it. I've listened to loads and loads of stuff where people are doing it blatantly, and I really wish they'd tell you first. So it comes with a warning label, as in these are spell songs. Basically, they are spells woven into it. Hypnotic spells, whether you call it neurolinguistic programming, they're all out there. And I have studied this for many, many years, and it's like, nah, if you're going to use them, you say you're going to use them, and if you use them at all, you use them to empower people, and that's basically it. Okay, so this one is an old one that I squirreled away somewhere, and I haven't listened to it in a while. It's called Know Yourself.
Know thyself is the oldest advice. Inside out, through the lava and ice. See yourself in those around you.
Know
How you
thyself,
shift
know
with people
yourself,
who
know
are real and
thyself,
true.
know yourself.
How you triggered
Within,
by your own shadows.
within,
How you act when someone
spiral
sees you
around. And know yourself.
All these answers show the way
yourself.
to understand
Feel
yourself and build a greater day.
Taste yourself. Feel yourself.
Look at the masks you choose to wear,
yourself. Look within.
at who you soften for,
Again.
and who you dare. Watch how you breathe when truth is shown, how quickly you break, and how you return. Each mirror offered, each clash or kiss, reveals the parts you often
Shadows
miss.
rise, shadows teach.
Your reactions are the
Shadows
ancient
see,
key.
shadows feel.
The map
What you feel,
points
what
back
you
to
feel.
you.
Shadows rise, shadows see. Shadows rise, shadows teach.
Do you fight or do
What
you
you
flee?
feel.
Do you freeze when you should simply be? Every instinct tells a tale of wounds that whisper and hopes that fail. Yet through each moment, raw and real, you learn the art of how you heal. The
Mirror,
more you
mirror,
look, the
show
more you
core
claim
of
the
who you
inner
were.
self behind the
Who
name.
you are and who you still become.
Stand in the heat of your
Mirror,
own
mirror,
reflection, not with fear, but with direction. Your faults, your fire, your humanness is all part of the soul you must address. For knowing you is knowing all. The rise, the slip, the graceful flaw, and each small truth you dare to see
who you're still becoming.
unbinds the self you are meant to be. Each small truth you dare to see unbinds the self you are meant to be. Know thyself is the oldest advice.
See the wind, see the gold,
Inside
see the
out,
bloom, see the truth, see the wind,
back to front,
see the
through
gold,
lava
see the
and
bloom.
ice.
See the truth, see the wind, see the gold, see the bloom. Lava and ice, heat and cold, break the mask, take the hold. Lava and ice, heat and cold, break the mask and take the hold. Know thyself. Know yourself, know thyself. Mirror, mirror, see the truth. Know yourself, return. Remember, rise. Return. Remember, rise.
Yeah, that was one of the early ones, and it shows. Yeah, I think I've got better. Bit muddled, but I kind of lost it for a bit. It just was in one file, not in the rest. I've got to juggle around a lot of files, and that's been a lesson in itself. You're going to have to spend a little bit of time sort of making sure all the files are in the right places. Otherwise, I get cross. Right, what have we got next? We got the unheard. Okay, so that was one of the old ones. This is one of the new ones. Now I had to revamp it because it wasn't right. It was all muffled, and I've turned the volume up quite a bit. This is a bit of a loud, powerful one, I think. So prepare yourself. I am the voice unheard, voice unseen, unheard. A voice unheard, unwanted in the crowd will find what she screams is simply not allowed. In rhyme or reason the doors are shut, all are silence that do not make the cut. To make that cut you must deny your soul. Believe what we tell you simply just grows old. We've now got nothing to offer but silence, and even a hand to hold would not be suffered. My anger feels as if I'm all alone, just another anti-person making a moan. My labels have grown overnight in the dark. I guess that's what happens when you try to swim with the sharks. This world has got so alien to me. I'm not actually sure what I'm supposed to be. An idiot that will not follow the herd. Or a flat earther, anti-sciencer that's trying to be confirmed. To belong, deny your soul. What we sold is what we need to hold. But all they give now is fire and cold, and not even a hand to hold. Keep it low, keep it clear. Even the silence has ears to hear. A voice unheard, unwanted in the crowd will find what she screams is simply not allowed. In rhyme or reason, to make that cut you must deny your soul. Believe what we tell you simply just grows old. We've now got nothing to offer but silence, and even a hand to hold would not be suffered. My anger feels as if I'm all alone, just another anti-person making a moan. My labels have grown overnight in the dark. I guess that's what happens when you try to swim with the sharks. This world has got so alien to me. I'm not actually sure what I'm supposed to be. An idiot that will not follow the herd. You're a flat earther, anti-sciencer. It's trying to be confirmed.
Keep it low, keep it clear. Even the pilot has ears to hear.
What's been denied still finds its way through the walls they build higher each day. Keep it low, keep it clear. Even the walls have ears to hear. A voice unheard, unwanted in the crowd will find what she screams is simply not allowed. In rhyme or reason the doors are shut. All are silent but do not make the cut. Too tight, too small. To make that cut you must deny your soul. Believe what we tell you. Simply just grows old. We've now got nothing to offer but silence. And even a hand to hold would not be suffered. My anger feels as if I'm all alone, just another anti-person making a moan. My labels have grown overnight in the dark. I guess that's what happens when you try to swim with the shark. This world has got so alien to me. I'm not actually sure what I'm supposed to be. An idiot that cannot, will not follow the herd. Oh, flat earther, anti-sciencer. It's trying to be confirmed. Unheard. Nope, still not pleased with that. Absolutely not. Ah, dear. Okay, well, this is in creation. It's creation mode. Yeah, the voice was meant to be woven a little bit more through, but it's muffled. It's coming up really, really muffled. I'm not sure. Maybe it's my microphone itself. Because I used a different software. It sounded better. I like the music weave. But somehow I've drowned out the voice. It's all very new, and I'm still experimenting. I've done better than that, though. Oh dear, yes, I've done better than that. So, okay, let's play a good one. I know it's a good one. Well, it is good to me. Put it that way. This one. Here we go. You see, the witch's will. This is how it should be. And how I can do it. What do you think, huh? Answers on a postcard? Let's see if it. Your power is not in avoiding storms, but standing as the lightning strikes, in feeling rage in all its forms, in weathering the dark dislikes that rise inside like energy floods. That's where the real witch lives. You know this by now. This is the law beneath all laws. The pulse that moves through bone and rose. The power living in your flaws. They've built a world to eat your will, to scatter you across 1,000 screens, to drain you slow, to keep you still, to make you forget what
Surrender
power
is not
is, but opening to what is true. allowing every buried fear to flow like water through and through, until you find beneath the pain you are the vast and open sky, emotions come but stubbornness is her work. The muscle underneath the spell refused to shrink or shrug. When everything inside you wants to dwell in comfort, in easy life, in distractions that multiply, until you're just a husk that walks through days that blur, a ghost that twists,
builds the power that turns your
cannot
visions
move
into
the
form.
which cannot make reality flinch. The witch knows tools are beautiful, but secondary to fire. Tools are beautiful, but secondary to fire. It burns inside the dutiful, the ones that feed their own desire with acts of willful choice. The dishes washed, the bed that's made, the finding of your truest voice. When every instinct screams, be afraid. You build a picture in your mind so clear it breathes, so real it bleeds. Then thrust your will, fierce and unconfined, into the space where magic breeds. Your will is everything. Your will is everything. Your will is everything. Your focus. How you touch the divine. Guard them both like sacred springs. The power, the which is always yours. But you know the universe pushes back. Force what shouldn't come and crack. Your chest explodes, your body pays for 3 long purging, painful days. Manipulation bends another will, and yes, it works. Let's not pretend it's still. But debts accumulate until you're a prisoner of the shape you penned. Chaos magic laughs, twists, and extends. Gives you exactly what you asked for in forms you could have never guessed. Leaves you reeling, stunned, unmasked, and feeling quite a mess.
World to eat your will, to scatter you across 1,000 screens, to drain you slow, to keep you still. Get the power.
Your power is not avoiding storms, but standing as the lightning strikes, in feeling rage in all its forms, in weathering the dark dislikes that rise inside like ancient floods. That's where the real witch lives, in bone, grief, and sacred notes, in taking all that life gives. You see, that's one of the better ones that I have made yet, I think. And I keep aiming for that again, but with different words, obviously a different purpose, different focus. But that is the sort of level that I should be at, and I'm irritated at myself. But it's a creative process, and I suppose you've got to screw up a few times. And I've only been doing this like 4 or 5 months now, 3 or 4 months, something like that. We're in March, gosh, 3 March. So I think I started this whole radio station stuff September, November time. And it took me a while to get up and going. So I haven't really been in this business for a long time, but I love it. It's awesome. I'm getting some weird emails, and the emails are fun. Emails are like, okay, somebody they want to come on my radio, right? So okay, it's interesting. I've interviewed people before, and that's a cool thing. I don't mind. There we go. That's the email, and it's a guy named William Mile. So his mate James is sending things around, saying a thought experiment to shift your listeners' worldwide views. Okay, now again, I'm interested. Okay, somebody come on and I chat to him. He's written a book. He's written a few books, and if it sounds like a conversation that could add value to your listeners. Yeah, they want to sell me shit. It's okay. I'm fine. My response, right, I said, I run a very small radio and I've only been going, I'm very British, right? And I'm not really well versed in American culture. I make mistakes with American culture, and I think American culture makes mistakes with British culture. We think we're the same, right? Now, we're a couple hundred years like split, and that's lots of generations split. And the land itself influences the people that are living there. So yeah, okay. Psychology, I believe in the sort of the paganism of the land that will adapt the people who are living in it. And each land, each continent has its own signature. I've traveled enough to notice this. I've lived in Africa, and I don't have the right signature for Africa. I don't understand it, and I couldn't connect. And then I come back to England, and then I've got the connection here. I understand it on a very fundamental level. And Americans, I love them. I think they're awesome, and it's great. But the language has shifted. Especially in the political fields, things mean differently. Right wing, left wing, conservative. You know, Americans have different words for this. So one of the things that if you are talking about philosophy and psychology to a person of different culture, you have to be really up with it. And I think that things are changing very fast in America now, and I'm not up with it. And it's like I probably could insult or offend without meaning to. I mean, even our language is different. We use a lot of the sort of the swear words and stuff, and American have got rather prudish with don't swear at me. Um, so it's interesting, the different paths, but do I feel qualified? I don't feel educated or experienced enough on the subject that this guy, Mr. Mile, brings to the table. So what I did was I downloaded his book, and I thought it's Kindle free. It's free on my Kindle. And I started this, and I was thinking, oh my word. Okay. One, God is written in every paragraph, the word God. Now, I don't like it when people assume that I know which God they're talking about. Okay? So, okay, I will assume that they're talking about the Christian Abrahamic God. Okay, I'm assuming that because they haven't made that obvious. They could be talking about Zeus, they could Quetzalcoatl, they could be talking about sort of quite a few different gods. But the Abrahamics are very much like this is the only one, and that's for a start. Okay. And then he's got this whole philosophy on 8 to 2. Like, in everybody. Yeah, I did give up halfway, not even halfway through, probably the first couple chapters. It was like, no. That to every 10 people, 2 are born that are evil and satanic. And it's like, okay. And then he goes on about her. yeah, there's like not only evil satanic, but materially possessed. Now, I count myself in we're awkward people. We don't get along well with everybody. We don't work well with people. People have a hard time. Now, it's nothing I do particularly, but I've noticed that yes, my vibe is not necessarily corporate orientated. I'm not going to do as I'm told. I want you to explain why. Then I will do as I'm told. It's like, yes, there's stubbornness, there is that. So, in a lot of ways, I could consider myself in that 2%. Since I'm not Christian, since Christians call everybody who's not Christian evil, and this guy comes across very much like judging the whole thing for just a couple of your facets. I'm not material based, but that doesn't mean to say I play well with others. It's like I don't think so. So anyway, this guy's book, like in what was it called again? Something about brotherhood. Right. So is this for men only? I was like, there's so many things I could push buttons here for, and you would call me 2%, and you would probably call my partner 2% because, yeah, there is aspects of in both of us, and also yes, the evil non-Christian point of view, and brotherhood. So basically, men have the final say on these things. I think I'm going to back off from that. His book did not sell him. His book did not sell him. I think it's great that he can write these books, and it's great that these books are published and out there. I would never deny him that, but cheapers. Okay, I guess not. There's other people that have come to me for other. I'm just looking down my emails, and it's like, ooh, that's a weird one. There we go. And they all, the people are saying, you know, blending mysticism with psychology. There's another one. I have to look him up. I'll go through it. Uh, Again, I think it's American, so it's a guest pitch. I guess people do this. I would be happy to have them chat, but I think I've got to know a little bit more about them, and probably not go out my way to wind them up if they have such a. It's almost like from an English point of view, it would be it's like your culture, your religion, everything you do is supreme. It's a supremacist sort of thing, and I don't agree there. I think everybody's different, and I think I admire the differences in people. I think we should all live together? Absolutely not. I think tribes are better off living in their own spaces with their own place. Now, the Western world has imported people, um, and I'm not opposed to that. I am opposed to the illegality of it all. I think coming through legal channels where people can be checked out, their background's not sort of murderers and rapists. I really am fond of that, but and also if you want your own area, can we have the same sort of can lots of different tribes live in your country and be safe? And it's kind of what's good for the goose is good for the gander, that sort of level. But I'm not opposed to different ideas mingling, different peoples mingling. I've traveled most of my life. I grew up in places, but there are people that how do I put this politically? I'm not going to bother. People that whose view of the world is so opposed to mine, as a female, as a non-Christian white woman. Gosh, that is a weird concept. Um, yeah, there are people out there who reckon that I should behave and be a certain way. And do you know what they can do with their reckoning? Yes, literally. I don't do as I'm told, loves. I don't. I'm an English woman. We don't do as we're told. We do what we need to do to get things done. And it gets very political, and it shouldn't be. And then there's like lots of layers and cultural differences that pop up here, because some peoples, I don't want to be part of a brotherhood of man. Okay, I think there should be a brotherhood of men. I think men should get together more often and share what they have in common, learn from one another. Definitely the elders of both men and women elders need to get together with men and women and teach them stuff. Absolutely. I need to learn from my elders before they all disappear. That's quite a sad thing. Anyway, things are not really ever lost. Things are not really lost. I've got a song like that somewhere. Here we go. I am never lost in the vastness of my mind. There's hot tea aplenty and many reasons to find. I am understanding an ununderstandable thing. It takes a dive to the depths and then I rise like a king. For all that I knew, and I thought I knew so well, was part of the illusion of a very dark spell. The ego itself is a spiral of both ways, so the maze will not let go. I am never lost in the vastness of my mind. There's hot tea aplenty and many reasons to find. There is a vast sea of emotions that are never stilled, and a drive to know all that will never be fulfilled. I am understanding in an ununderstandable thing, and it takes a dive to the depths and then to rise like a king. For that which I thought I knew so well was part of the illusion of a dark spell. There is no working out this with meditation, for there are traps of destruction deep in all creation. The ego, to itself, is the spiral of both ways, so the maze will not let go of any phase. There is a trick or two that can show you a spin as long as you truly know you just can't win. It's right there in the cone of your brain. The closer I get, the more I am insane. So back off and replace the mask on tight. There's a trick or two with all of your might that can show you a spin as long as you truly know you just can't win. It's right there. It's right there in the cone of your brain. It's a pine cone. It's in your brain. The closer I get, the more I am insane. There is no working this out with meditation. But there are traps of destruction deep in all creation. There we go. Yeah, I'm going to get political. It's St. Patrick's Day, isn't it? Now, I do not like the St. Patrick's Day. So this is, again, it's an American creation. And if you want to say that it's an American creation, it has absolutely nothing to do with the roots, then fine. Then call it something different, but fine. It's taken on a new aspect in a new land. That's what things do. But I will say that people who look at these things and see the patterns in them, right? Yeah. I'm looking at my friend, the blackthorn, Neve, Neve. I can never pronounce her name. She's got blackthorn at the end, but the idea that we're all sort of it creates a hierarchy of religion. So Abrahamics have kind of infested everything. Infested thought forms, infested everything is like Christ consciousness, and it's like either this or it's that, and it can't be anything in between. It's one or the other, and the idea of Christ is actually quite disturbing. And she puts it very nicely. Quite a few things. She started thinking about the sexuality of Christ and how it was like a man trying to become a woman, trying to give birth. And there's a lot of warped, sick, twisted images in this. 3 days he rose again, and it's like that's because women bleed, and it was about 3 days they rise again after bleeding. There's a lot of, I think, counterbalance. It's like the Christianity has gone as far as it can, and women are stepping up and saying, when Jesus was being nice to people, that's what women do all the time. It's like women kind of mother things, and Jesus was doing that. And I've never believed that there was a guy called Jesus that walked the earth. Now, I don't say that it's a bad thing to believe in something that has mercy, is compassionate and mercy. I think there's good things there. To believe that your savior, if you like, is a compassionate but then an awful lot of Abrahamics tell you if you don't believe, you're going to hell for eternity. And it's like, yeah, okay. You can't look at the Bible and say it's a real thing if you have common sense and logic and reason. Now, I have ADHD tendencies, and people who believe probably need to. There is, like, I can see the pattern why it makes them stronger if they believe. So they believe and they're able to do so, but not everybody can do so. So this is where the shadow takes over. It's like, nah, I'm not going to believe in something that's untrue. And I can see how communities. I miss community. I would love, a pagan community if we could get together and sort things out. But most of them can't deal with darkness, and most of them can't deal with shadows. So again, it's not a community that I could join in. But the Christian churches are beautiful in this land, and a lot of them have pagan gods engraved into them, and a lot of them are old pagan sites. And a lot of them have things like yew trees and old oak trees in the churchyards. It wouldn't take much to shift it into a more unified paganism and Christianity sort of working hand in hand, so that we get a more nature-based. I've often thought that the church community could be enlarged if it would just embrace its pagan origins. But I'm looking at other people's stuff and their anger on how Christianity has fucked people up. I mean, literally anger there. There's a very thick layer of rage. And that rage is going to have to be looked at because it's being projected out into things. If you have a shadow that is being projected out, so if you're a female and you look at all the things that have been done to women over the centuries, there is rage there. And it's in our cells, it's in our bloodlines, it's there, it's present. And it comes out. It really does come out when you're menopausal and when you're hitting your 40s and 50s. You're not going to hide it anymore. And I try and see the balanced point of view from a fact that I like men, and I've met men that are pretty much in control of their shadows, and they are just as angry as the way they've been treated. So men have been used as donkeys and sort of mules, basically, to carry heavy loads for centuries. And you could say, yeah, but. So there's a lot of rage coming from both sides. Men and women are angry at each other. Yeah. And a lot of shadows are being projected. Yeah. Okay, so what is the solution? Now, I try not to whine about things unless I have a solution. And I get that this is a whine. But, whew, solutions to this? Solutions to this, I mean, yeah, we rise up, we hurt each other, we kill each other. We stop having children together, we stop relationships. Everything becomes maybe automated. You look at the probabilities and the patterns here, and it's not good. It's definitely not good. I read about South Korea, the B2 movement, something like that. It's where women have stopped having children because they just don't want to bring children into this world. And I think that's very sad, but I can understand the logic behind it. And, you know, how Japanese birth rates are falling because men and women are just not getting involved with each other. And again, I can see why. What is the solution? I have to think on that. I have to take that into a meditation level, because there is definitely things to think about. What thoughts do you have on this? Well, the collective unconscious. Let's have a look and see what the collective unconscious has to say.
The collective unconscious is a hard, uneasy thing. There's silence left when the crowd begins to sing. The net hums loud with thoughts that aren't your own. 1,000 voices clawing at your bone. You need to sort the echoes from the true. What breathes from them and what belongs to you. To stay yourself inside a storm so vast that pressure grips, it cuts, it casts. And yet you walk on, aware, reflective. An individual held inside a force collective. A collective unconscious is such an uncomfortable thing. There's no escape from hearing the crowd sing. The net must be heard and learnt what is not yours. No matter the emotion, the language, or the cause, the language that you are as an individual collective. It hurts, it binds, and is seriously not selective.
Their hungers cling. A choir of many loud. Breathe and know what is yours alone. Feel the pulse, the root, the bone. Every thought that floods your system is meant to shape the world within. Not every thought that floods your skin is meant to shape the world within. Hold your center, hold your flame. Name what you release the flame. You are the spark inside the swarm. You are the spark inside the swarm. The quiet will do many inside the storm. Let the noise go. Not every thought that floods your skin is meant to shape the world within. It's not. Not every thought that floods your skin is meant to shape the world within. Hold your center, hold your flame. Name what you release the flame.
Yeah, the collective unconscious kind of poisons us all if it's poisoned. I mean, it empowers us all if it's empowered. But if there is enough people out there who are angry at each other, yeah, that means that we all get angry. We can all feel it. We all act to it. Collective unconscious is a right pain in the ass. And while you're in a human body, there's no escaping it. Trust me, I've tried. There is a solution, though. There is. I've found a solution. It's my solution, anyway. Chocolate, dark and holy, little altar and a silver skin. Like the coldest, purest water on the hottest, driest day. They touch my tongue, oh, and steal my breath away. First bites, teeth break the velvet seam. A molten hush, a sugared dream, an amber rush of chocolate. Like the coldest, purest water on the hottest, driest day. That first sweet bite of chocolate takes my breath away. It melts against my teeth as I bite a little deep. A sugary explosion that my taste buds rush to meet. It floats across my tongue like a river breaking free. A wave of chocolatey sweetness rolling all through me. It travels through my bloodstream with a happy little hit. That empty but so glorious joy that nothing else can fit. My nervous system sighs and lays its worries down in signals soft of safety. I could almost drown. A warmth that fills the hollowed spaces deep inside. Bloodstream, a quiet corridors race. A happy little spreading far and wide. Oh, fleeting is its magic. We all know it too well. That contentment born of chocolate breaks beneath its beautiful spell. The call comes back to haunt us, soft and sweet and sure. One bite was never quite enough, we always hunger more. It isn't real, this rosy glow, this sugar-coated bliss. But life looks so much kinder through a haze as sweet as this. So let the world keep turning with its troubles and its strife. A little square of chocolate makes my life a sweeter little god of bliss ache, melting me gently deep inside. For sweetness is loving sake. Chocolate. Chocolate's the answer to everything, really. You know, chocolate's definitely like it sorts out all kinds of problems. I would say that. But yeah, the working together bit, sorting it all out. Yes, that might take more than I'm capable of. I'll just stick with my chocolate, thanks. Okay, so let's get the tarot cards out. I'm just checking things here. Yes, the levels are okay. I think. Who knows? Let's get the tarot cards out. Oh, I've just found I've got chocolate hot cross buns. Oh, hello, Putty Tat. Where have you been? Hi there. No, there's no room. No, there's definitely no room. But you can sit there if you like. There you go. Yeah, leave my cables alone. Putty Tat's just come on in. He was sitting out in the sun, I think. It's a beautiful day out there. Okay, going to do a tarot reading for someone who is listening. Just pull a bunch of No, he's bouncing on my cables. You're too old for that nonsense. And yes, there is dirty paws now. Thank you. Okay. Right, so the tarot cards are out. Doing a reading now for somebody who's listening. I don't know who's listening. Whether it be on YouTube or a recording or listen later. Let's find out. Let's see who they are. So this is you, this covers you, this crosses you, it's above you, beneath you, behind you, in front of you. Okay. You can book a reading on weavesofwaves.net. I'm currently doing vouchers. There'll be vouchers available. But weavesofwaves.net pretty much has all the information. I blend coaching and counseling in with tarot reading. And yeah, it works pretty well. So where are we here? Celtic cross. Anybody who knows tarot reading knows the Celtic cross. So we've got this issue. It's Queen of Swords. Okay, so somebody who is very powerful, very strong in personality and in stature. In other words, you have inner strength. Your body may be weakening in places, but they say that some people can get stronger rather than weaker in age, and I would say you are getting stronger. The force of your presence is quite strong, and basically, yes, they can say that you can verbally strip a person down, verbally take the heads off people. So the Queen of Swords has been described as a battle axe, but not necessarily in fighting stuff, but in mind and spirit. She's not somebody that you go up against lightly. And yes, you're covered by strength. So there is, and another queen. So yes, this is feminine power, this is girl power, but it's woman power. How about that? It's where and you surround yourself with strong women who you probably fight with occasionally, but it's still worthwhile. It's mates that you can tell to get lost, and they'll love you for it. And it feels very you got a good pack around you, a pack of girlies that are like not going to take shit, basically, and beneath you is abundance. So there is good, solid emotional trust there. It might be family, it could be sort of extended family, doesn't really matter. This is a pack, this is a family. A couple, two people, it could be more than that, but there is like a feeling of strong feminine bounds. And yeah, you know yourselves and your desires and what you want out of life. You've been through the sharp end of the things, end of life, and come out the other side, and you've got mates, you've got friends. Above you, there's disappointment. Somebody's let you down. Okay, it's not. You saw the picture. You did see who he, and it was a he, because the Prince of Cups is behind you and leading forward into disappointment. He's very introverted. He's very, I would say, blustery. There was interaction there. There was admiration, respect, but yeah, he didn't excite you. There was lack of touch. So in other words, it was a good idea. It was a nice idea in his head. In your head, you weren't quite sure. You know, it's time to metaphorically speaking, get out the vodka and go and have a girly sort of chill out thing. So where you can just let go for a bit. Let go of this guy. This guy is far too quiet. You were like fire and water. He's watery. He's windy. Yeah, he's very introspective. So in other words, he's doing his own work. He's working through shadows. It sounds good. He sounds really sensitive. He's a kind of guy who wanders around with feminine, femininity is the future. Yeah, it always makes me cringe. This is a cringe guy because he's trying really hard, but yeah, he should. It's like he's not a woman. He needs to man up. And he's not going to, and it's time for you to move on. Yeah, move on. You got to cut ties. It's almost like you're projecting your past onto him. So he's somebody who could have got rather toxic because if he realizes that it's not working for him, he gets nasty and bitchy, and it's cut away, cut away, cut away. This is an awful lot of the trauma that you had in the past was reflected in him and you were projecting onto him. And it's just a matter of acknowledging that and moving on, knowing that it's not his fault that you were projecting your shadow onto him. It was your shadow, you deal with it. So this is a relationship that I'm looking at. Relationship with people. There's a Queen of Wands there for you to help a very cat-like person and very much fiery. She will tell you what's what. She will tell you to get back on the horse and go for it. And I would say, yeah, wait for that. Look at your shadows. Look what you were projecting. Look at the whole sort of relationship that it was, and then move on from that. Because at your feet, you know this stuff. In fact, you know everything that I'm telling you. I'm just sort of verbalizing it, bringing it out. You are a wise, powerful, strong woman, right? You are wise. You know this, but the knowing does not necessarily mean that you have to, that you know how to deal with the emotional backlash of it all. And there has been emotional backlash. You've been quite surprised at yourself on all the feels that have come up. And a lot of that isn't this guy. It's what you've been projecting onto him from your past. And it's like, okay, it happened in the past. I'm dealing with it through this sort of this relation that's over. Your past is your past. And it's like, can you let it go now? Can you let your trauma go now? There are many things about trauma, how deep it goes, and I would say some of them go really deep. It's like trying to pull up weeds. Some of the tap roots go really deep, and some of the times you have to just keep pulling it up. You've got to work out about your trauma. So turn your considerable wisdom inside. Have a look at your past. Go through it, and some of it may come across unbearable. It's like fingers down a blackboard. Ooh, that's a sore thing. That was so sore. That was so painful. I don't think I can sit and feel that again. And you hold that for as long as you can, then let it go. And then you return to it. You hold it for as long as you can. You'll find you can hold on to it a little longer and longer and longer. And some of it may make you cry, make you weep, make you wail. Some of it, you go and open that metaphorical bottle of something, and yeah, you chill out with your friend, and you have a whale and wine, and afterwards you feel a lot better for it. But it is processing, it is dealing with it. One of the things I will say is that it's a man's thing to destroy your ego. It's the man's idea is basically they have to take away their ego. You need your ego. You need to build up your ego. Some women do, some women don't. You need to build up your ego. You need to believe in yourself and believe that you are what you believe you are. Some people are different. But I would say in this point, a lot of the things that you were trying to be with this guy with, and the reason that you were you were with him, is because he boosted your ego, and you feel you need someone like him in your life for some strange reason. And it's like, nah, your ego needs to be boosted. Look into that, because I get the feeling you've researched quite a lot. But look into the fact that it's a man's thing to destroy his ego, to try and cut it down. It's a woman's thing. Because of the system that we're brought up to, we actually need more ego rather than less. I'm not sure what I'm talking about here. This is coming from the cards. So that's that. Let's pick one more card to make sure it ends well. There we go. Okay, have to go traveling someplace. Somebody's coming with a message, and the message will clear you up. So it's okay. And there are 3 people cheering you on here. So you've got a good support network. It's pretty cool. Okay. Let's find a song. Well, we can do that one first. Learn to be a friend to yourself, not your critic, not your judge, your friend. That's where it starts. It's Dark Moon Radio. And here I am putting my cards away. And the cover of my cards is a little pouch. A long time ago, in a country far, far away, there was this lady who was my friend for a while. And she made this for me. I'm not quite sure why. She made me a few of them, and a few of these pouches, and I still have them. I have one for my crystal ball as well. I'm not sure where that is, but she made them. And she advised and she chatted to me and stuff. And then dropped me like a hot potato. And I was confused, because I was very grateful for the friendship, and it was like, yeah. And I couldn't ever work out what I'd done. I couldn't work out what... I was just me. I hadn't really... and she was friendly, and then she wasn't. I couldn't work out, never mind. And a lot of me has thought about things like that. Like, what did I do? And I figured it's not actually what I did, it's who I am. A lot of the things, people are reacting to what they want to see in you. So it's like you're a projection. So somebody is projecting what they want to see in you. And when they figure out that that's not what they are seeing, suddenly it's all your fault. And it's like, you didn't do anything, you didn't say anything. It's not vibe, it's not frequency. It's like pure projection. And realizing that was like huge. Because projection, they don't see you. They're not actually seeing the you. They are seeing what they are projecting. And then you turn it round, right? Then, of course, the mirror has got to turn round. Because the realization that nobody is really looking at you, they're just seeing what they project. And definitely goes for politicians, celebrities, pop stars, all of that, right? They are not seeing you. You are not seeing them. You are seeing a pure projection of what you want to see or you don't want to see. And then you start looking at the world very differently. Because what am I projecting? Who am I projecting onto? And then you look at people and you start saying, okay, who are they really? Who is their prime core? What's their prime core like? You look at these people, everybody around you, and you try and see the real them, not the one that you're projecting on. And yeah, it's quite an eye-opener. Woohoo. And I've got to write a song about that somewhere. Because there is like a lot of projection going on. And I can't do much about what people project onto me. I can't do anything about that. It's totally out of my control, and I feel better for it. So when you meet somebody and they're not seeing you, they're not hearing you, they're seeing and hearing pretty much what they want to see and hear. And there is absolutely nothing to do with it. You just smile. Smile and wave, do your thing, and it's all projection. And I've got into so much trouble for that, and it's like, it's not my fault. You're projecting. You want to project, I'm the evil witch, the evil vampire. Okay, yeah. Smile and wave, smile and wave. But the projection that you can do something about is how you see people. Try and see them for who they are, rather than what you're trying to project onto them, what you want to be. And it's difficult. It's not an easy thing, but it's very rewarding. You see people's faults, you see who they are, where they come from, and some of it's repelling because it's so different from how you work. And the repelling, ouch, don't want to look at that. Yeah, you can see why we project, because the differences in people can be extreme. But once you get through that, it's amazing. And then you can see the colors of people, their true colors, as the song goes. You see them in their true colors, and you can see them in so much potential. And when I read tarot cards, I see the potential. When I see who they are and all the things they've done in their life, what they've gone through, the traumas, and they're the most beautiful creatures ever. It's like, wow, you're amazing. How did you do that? And you see them in a totally their own light rather than the light that you're projecting. And you kind of, in a tarot, when I'm reading tarot, when I'm reading that level, you kind of love them for all the struggles that they've been through, all the scars that they show, all the things that they've really had to work through. And whether, like a guy who holds back his violence, his anger, his aggression, and he's holding it all back 24/7. And it's like, it's become second nature to him. That's what he does. He holds back. He's angry at the world. And he's holding all that in. And you're like, wow, isn't that amazing? Yeah, I know. But the tarot reading taught me to look at people very differently and see the light in them, see the joy, see the bits in them. Now, I could be projecting that too. I don't know, but I see the God and the divine in them. So where I say as I am a agnostic, I think, or I believe in many gods. There's gods of the trees, gods of the earth, gods of the sky, that sort of thing. And there's archetypal gods of the mind. There is divinity. There is beauty that is beyond in anything in a person that has tried to do the right thing for their lives and struggled hard. There's like so much beauty in that, so much potential to do good. And I wish, sometimes I wish people could see themselves that way, but I don't see myself that way. So it's like, that's a new thing. Anyway, let's play a song. Forget who you were. There's no need to remember. Those days are gone. Life rose
Arise
up
and
and
be
whole,
here
the times
now.
changed fast.
Forget who you were.
The frequency,
Let
moved
it
on.
dissolve like smoke on the water.
You rose.
Those
from
days
the
are gone,
dead.
those days are gone. Life rose up and
walked
swallowed
and
you whole,
talked
swallowed you
like
whole,
one who
and the
knew.
frequency moved on.
The times have changed and the
And
world is
times
not
grew
yours.
faster,
You are a
faster, and the
reflection
world
of a long
spun
time
loose
past.
from what you knew. You rose from the dead like a newborn. You rose from the dead as a newborn. You walked and
You're
talked
the different
like one who
deep
knew.
down in the earth and
The
soul.
world
Your
was not
spirit
yours
needs to
anymore.
drink deeply and dream now. You are so much more than you once were.
They tell you must remember, but all you remember
No, the
is
world
death.
was not yours.
A time that
You
is
are
gone,
a reflection
and a world
of
that
a
has
time
moved on.
long past.
It's time to
Do you
arise.
need to hold that anymore? A shadow standing in an unfamiliar light. The grass is a different shade now. The grass is a different shade. You are out of step. So forget and be now. The land you knew is dead and gone. Arise and be here now. The land you knew is dead and gone. Arise and be here now. Feel the different beat deep down in the earth, deep down in your soul,
down in the
deep
earth and
down
soul.
where the
Your
old
spirit needs to
world
drink
has
deeply.
no hold.
You are
your
so much
spirit
more than you once were.
Drink in the now, dream the now,
But all you
breathe
remember
the
is
now
death.
into your
A time that is gone, and a world that has moved on. It's time to arise.
than what you remember, they say. A time that is gone, a world that moved on without you. A world that moved on. So let the dead bury the dead, let the past be the past, let the old names fade away.
Down
Let the
in the earth and
leaves
soul.
on the wind.
Your spirit needs to drink deeply and breathe. You are so much more than you
Is
once
dead
were.
and gone.
But all
Arise
you
and be
remember
here
is
now.
death. Time that is
The
gone,
you
and a
that
world
you
that
once
moved
knew.
on.
So arise and be here now. Step into this skin. It's new skin. Step into this breath. It's new breath. Step into this moment like you were born for it because you will. Because you are. You have moved on and on, and so have you. So have you. The grass is a different shade. The beat is a different drum. And you are no longer what you were. You are what you are becoming. And walk and talk. So now arise and be here now.
You are a reflection of a long
is dead and gone. Arise and be here now. There we go, some nice music in that. Volume of voice wasn't too bad. I'm taking these a bit apart. But anyway, I want to talk to you about Saturn. Now, I haven't really done cosmic weather today. So everything's in Pisces. Okay, so everything is in Pisces. And according to everything I read, Pisces is basically rest. Now, I have a chance of going out and going to some business thing, but it's like really basic stuff. And I've done basic stuff before, and I don't really want to go. So then I read this and it's like rest, stay in bed. And I'm like, okay, I'm not staying in bed. I got things to do, but I don't really necessarily want to go out. I'm still playing with that idea. But yeah, when you read saying Pisces, everything is in Pisces. It's like, okay, and Pisces basically says rest. But I've found this Caroline Linden, right? She has the Saturn Seminary on Substack, and she comes with different points of view, which I like. Okay, so she wrote this. This is on her Substack, and I do say check it out. This is all free stuff. There's so much free stuff on Substack. That's quite fun. Okay, today is Saturn's Day. This was last week, 14th, a few days ago. She write my bond with Saturn is not just an abstract astrology preference, it's in my bones. I named this Substack after the greatest teacher, the Saturn Seminary. Right, Saturn. Now, Saturn, because it sounds like Satan, Abrahamic's like, oh, it's a demon. No, okay, fine, people. Okay, it's been called many things before Saturn. It's quite a controversial thing because it also represents the black cube. And anybody who knows the cube knows that that's kind of like the Abrahamic thing, the Jewish cube on the head, the Islamic cube that they go wandering around, sort of dozens of them, they all have a pilgrimage to. You know, cubes are very Abrahamic. Okay, it's not necessarily Abrahamic. It's far older than that. And in a lot of ways, Abrahamic religion is fairly new. Yeah, Judaism goes back further, but it's like they've borrowed a few items from previous areas. So, she goes on about her personal bits to her explorations recent explorations had led her to the mysterious Brotherhood of Satan, Fraternitas Saturni. Why do they always go back to Latin? What's so special about friggin' Latin? An occult group active in Germany around the First and Second World Wars. They sat in the same broader current as the Golden Dawn, the OTO, and in other early 20th century occult orders, but with a distinctly Saturn left-hand path accent. Right, for those that don't know, difference between left and right-hand path, right? Left-hand path is not Satanism, but it contains elements of you are the only God, right? So right-hand path goes to God. It doesn't matter which God. Goes to God to ask and to pray through. So you are the intermediary, sometimes priest, sometimes that. The left-hand path, you are God, the God within, and it's there are many different aspects to this, facets, and people take lots of different facets. But the left-hand path is going within to find God. So if you want to pray, you pray within. The right-hand path, you go out to find God. Again, it covers a lot of different areas, but that's kind of the basic. What struck me most was not the exoticism of their material, but the uncanny overlap between their Saturnian mythology and their streams of insight. Right, so Saturnian Golden Age. One of the Brotherhood's key messages was the idea of a returning Saturn Golden Age, pivoting around the year 2000. For them, it was not love and light New Age fluff, but a harsher, more lucid eon, a time when hidden Saturnian wisdom would return and more individuals would step into the role of conscious co-creators under Saturn's demanding gaze. Intriguingly, around 2016, astronomers observed Saturn's hexagon at the North Pole shifting from blue to gold. No one in mainstream science quite knows why this happens, but esoterically it lands as a striking symbol. The old Lord of Time literally returning to its rightful gold colour. It's like a planetary announcement that the season of Saturn has begun, or more precisely, that we're finally ready to perceive its presence. For Caroline, this ties directly into Changing of the Gods that unfold around 2012, the long-anticipated Mayan timekeeping. These shifts are not quick. They're not instant downloads or overnight miracles. Ages take hundreds or thousands of years to wax and wane. Our current variety of humanity drunk on consumerism and instant gratification, keeps expecting fireworks on specific calendar dates. Meanwhile, the real changes move like tectonic plates, slow, relentless, and almost imperceptible until something cracks. Where the Brotherhood went wrong. As much as she respects the Brotherhood's Saturnian current, there is a place where they wandered into error. I suspect error contributed to their downfall. They made the mistake of equating Saturn with the Gnostic demiurge and conflating Saturn with Odin. Both moves distort the deeper pattern. The demiurge, whether in Gnostic myth as Yaldabaoth, or in more philosophical language, is the craftsman of the material world, the architect of the prison, rather than the source of being itself. To call Saturn the demiurge is to collapse the creator, limiter, and jailer into one crude figure, and to muddy the difference between the teacher of boundaries and the author of the cage. Saturn is older than that. Saturn is both masculine and feminine. Saturn was once the self-generating god, akin to Atum in Egyptian cosmology, a being who arises from itself and births the cosmos. In Capricorn, the feminine face, Saturn, is the great womb of creation, the dark fertile caves where forms gestate. In Aquarius, the masculine face, Saturn provides the initial spark, the structured intelligence, the pattern that allows life to begin in the first place. From this perspective, Saturn does not equal the demiurge. Saturn creates the demiurge. In the form of Jupiter, Zeus, Yahweh, and controversially the Odin complex, Jupiter is the expansive thunder-wielding ruler, the loud political god who takes over once the architecture of reality has been laid down. The demiurge is a Jupiterian role. Now, there's a word you don't come across much. Jupiterian. Maintaining, policing, and often over-identifying with the created order. Saturn, by contrast, stands behind and above this, as the original matrix and judge. See, I like all this stuff because it goes deeper into it. It rings like someone's intuition is talking, but it's also intuitive and somebody who knows, the myths and legends. This brings us to Odin. Now, Odin was never a god in the same sense as the primordial forces. Odin was a place, a condition, a crafted mask. The Norse people, in the pressures of their time and land, fashioned an amalgam god who combined war, magic, language, and kinship. This was entirely appropriate for their historical moment. They needed a figure who could teach them to survive, to fight, to curse, to charm, to rule. But if we look for Saturn's true mirrors in the Norse pantheon, the trail runs in different directions. The real Saturnian resonance is with Freya. Freyr and Freya. Anyone fluent in symbols can see this kingship between the sigil of Saturn and the rune Iguaz, associated with Freya Frey. The seed enclosed, the gestational field, the hidden spark ready to be born. This is Saturn's voice in the Germanic myths. Fertility, depth, sacred sexuality, the cylindrical death and rebirth of the land and the people. The Third Reich, however, deliberately invoked Odin, the Odin current in the Second World War, elevating a martial, sacrificial, death-hungry archetype and hitching it to the nationalism and genocide. The Brotherhood of Saturn, whoa, the Freudian slip there, the Brotherhood of Saturn mistakenly identified Odin with Saturn, lent metaphysical support to a current that was not truly Saturnian, but Jupiterian, Jupiterian, demiurge, in its hunger for domination and spectacle. Once in power, the party turned on occult groups, hunting and suppressing them. The Brotherhood was disbanded, Some members lost their freedom. Yeah, be careful what you wish for. So, fast forward to our own time. In 2012, we crossed the threshold that she experienced as changing of the gods. It helps to divide them quite simply into fire and ice. The fire gods, led by Jupiter, held sway through the cycle that Christianity calls the Fall, an era of conquest, expansion, monotheism, missionary zeal, and the enforcement of one sky god over the others. The ice gods, the old cold stars, the serpent, the dragon, the giants, belong to Saturn's retinue. Slow, coiled, enduring, more interested in depth than empire. Around 2012, the balance began to shift. In the human world, this appears to be as division and conflict. Religious blocks tearing into each other, ideological fires breaking out everywhere, institutions wobbling. The followers of the pretender fire gods and those bound to the absolute creations of Christianity, Judaism and Islam and many pagan groups are actively tearing each other apart, often in the name of peace, purity or truth. Yeah, that's still going on. Behind this noise, the old gods are returning to their rightful place, the serpents and dragons of ancient myths. The Saturnian intelligence are rising again in the collective field. But Saturn has not come back in its old guise. This is an old god in a new form. It's not here to create a Bronze Age, Golden Age, or to restore some imagined perfect past. It's here to do what Saturn always does: test, refine, challenge, and initiate. The rise of Saturn's current will not look like everyone being spiritual. It will look like old structures cracking and revealing their rot. I'm running out of time, aren't I? Whoopsie. How did that happen? That was longer than I thought. I'm going to come back to this. Definitely come back to this. Whoopsie. Very rarely lose track of time. Anyway, so that's all I have time for this morning. I will be back tomorrow morning and we will find out more about Saturn. But I haven't even done the Taoism. Let's do a quick Taoism. Yes, I know. I have 2 minutes to do Tao. But we have to close. Come on, we have to do the closing bit. Oh dear. So running late today. Come on, where's the Taoism? 365 days of the Tao. And we are at the 18th. Stillness in alignment. Returning to the root is stillness. Stillness isn't idleness, nor is it lifelessness. It's in the Tao. Stillness is the movement things fall back into place. The Chinese word for root, Zhen, means basis or foundation. It's the thing beneath the thing, the center that doesn't spin, even as everything around it moves. Lao Tzu suggests that when we return to our root, we don't disappear, we align. Think of a spinning top. The motion looks wild, dizzying, until you realize it's only stable because the center stays still. The quiet middle is what gives it balance. Without it, the whole thing would lurch and collapse. It's the kind of stillness the Tao points to. Not a frozen poise, but a deep-rooted calm that steadies everything above it. You can be in motion and still be grounded. You can act without being flung about. Stillness isn't an absence. It's a presence without failing. It's clarity without force. Modern life ties movement to meaning. If you're busy, you must be important. If you're loud, you must be leading. The Tao says otherwise. Stillness is not to break into an action. It's the core of an action. To return to stillness is not to check out of life. It's to meet it on firmer ground. And there we go. Brings us to 10 o'clock. Ooh, I've got lots more stuff. Well, maybe I'll stick it into a show for later on. Anyway, love you lots. Take care of yourselves and each other. And there we go. Where's it gone? There we go. See you tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. Got lots more stuff and we'll go through it all again. Take care. Bye now. I'm here to ignite
My words are blades and balm. Present stirs what's been buried deep. I am no longer asking for permission to speak. The ones that can hold me are already waking. It's a message for the ones who've also seen too much. You've been told, soften, dim, dilute. But I see what you're really carrying. I'm not here to fix it. I'm here to call you up. You're not alone. You're not broken. You're a catalyst, same as me. Welcome home.
You're not a helper. You're a threshold guardian.
I work for those who are buried, so broken, and sense themselves fit.
Here to catalyze.
Not to rescue, but to reflect. You're tired of
You're
bypassing,
just early.
shrinking, of hiding your flame. I'm here to show you how to weave your pain to power. More softening to survive. Rebuild from the ashes. Stop pretending you're not already power. This is a message for the ones who've always been too much. You've been told to soften, dim, dilute, but I see what you're really carrying. I'm not here to fix you, I'm here to call you up. You're not alone, you're not broken, you're a catalyst,
You're not
same
a
as me.
helper.
Welcome
You're a
home.
threshold guardian. You're not here to coddle. You're here to catalyze. You're not misunderstood, you're just early.